Hey guys, welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. Before you see three PC cases. If you followed the channel for any time, you probably know what we're going to be doing in this episode. If you don't though, every so often when I build up a big inventory of parts and things I've ordered off of PC Bay, I like to turn around and build new PCs in those cases with different parts and auction them back off on PC Bay to make money. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. I have no idea what's going in any of these cases. I haven't pre-planned any of it. I just know that I have motherboards and processors, hopefully, and graphics cards. Oh yeah, I've got graphics cards. I've got lots of graphics cards. I've got stuff in the inventory that should fit all of these. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start, though, with a case that I have a true disdain for. And I don't know why. I don't know why I don't care for this case, but I just don't like it. But I'm going to build in it because it's in my inventory. And I'd like to sell it off. So let's get stuff out of the way. I think I only have one motherboard to fit this. So let's do fits this PC. Let's go to motherboards. Yep, I've got this Gigabyte X570i Aorus Pro Wi-Fi motherboard. So we're going to put that in here. Also, I probably neglected to say, if there's parts that I don't have and I need, like if I need a stick of RAM or something, I will totally just go buy that. We've got plenty of money in our account. I'm not really worried about needing to purchase anything. So we'll do it if we need to. Most of these systems are probably only getting one stick of RAM just because I generally have a hard time having matching RAM in my inventory. Look here, I've got a broken one. Let's get rid of that. And let's find something to go in this. It's probably going to end up being somebody's home theater PC or something like that. So let's see. We've got a 3600 megahertz 8 gig stick of RAM. Optimally, I'd like to put 16 gigs. But I don't have anything that matches. So they're going to get 8 gigs of RAM. We're going to use this stick of RAM here. And let's see what we've got for processors. We've got a 1700X or a 3800X. I think I'm going to go with the 3800X. It's a little bit newer. Let's get this thing ready for a graphics card as well. Oops. And we also need, I believe, a small form factor power supply. So we've got a 650 and two 550 watt power supplies. Probably for this, 550 is going to be just fine. Just fine. I'm not planning on really overclocking. I mean, I guess I'll overclock this, but I'm not too concerned. Not too concerned. Okay, let's see if we can find a graphics card, though. I doubt this thing needs anything. I mean, we could do like this 1080 Ti, maybe. Got a 1080 Ti Mini. That could be excellent in here. We've got a 1080 Mini as well. Let's do the 1080 Ti Mini. We don't have to worry about space. Look at that. All the space in the world. All right, so we need a cooler now. Let's get some thermal paste on here. We need a cooler. It looks like we've only got one that fits. And it's this terrible Mortoni Thermal 100. Or we could go with a liquid cooling solution, which I'm assuming would mount back here. I don't think I've ever put any liquid cooling in one of these cases. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. And let's see if that's where it's either going to go there or it's going to go over here. All right, let's see. Let's see. These are both the same, so let's just pick one. Yep, it goes there. All right, we will do an AIO water cooler. I'm totally fine with that. I am totally fine with that. All right, so cabling in this color is not going to matter. Let's just go with gray. And I know we still need an SSD in here, but I'm not going to put like an NVMe drive or anything. So we need to put this PCI lock back on here. We need to put all these drive bays back in. Oh, maybe. Maybe this seems like it might be a problem. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, because I think it's going to tell me that I have missing parts. So it looks like liquid cooling's not going to happen. Even though it fits, I just don't think it's a viable solution. So let's grab those Mortoni case fans and put back in here. Oh. And this one over here. And then let's put that little metal fan grill back on. And we're going to go with that dinky little cooler. This Mortoni Thermal 100, it should be fine. It should be just fine. Get these fans cabled up. Let's get this cabled up. All right, now we need to put these drive bays back in. Get both of these back in here. And then these little drive bays that go on top. There we go. Now we just need some storage. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got for storage. We're probably going to put this in here, the 2 terabyte. But I would also like to put an SSD. And I think a 120 gig would be just fine. This 60 gig, I should just sell that off. That's not the greatest. Well, let's put the 120 in, and then let's also grab this 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. And then we just need to cable those up. And now we just need... No, I don't want to remove that. There we go. Now we just need to finish putting the case back together. Let's get the top panel on. And we can get a USB drive in here, and we can power this thing on. I'm going to hop into the BIOS real quick. I'm going to turn XMP on. I am not going to overclock this CPU because that little cooler, it's just, you know, it's dinky. I'm not going to get any kind of overclock. It's just either going to throttle or crash. But I am probably going to overclock the graphics card. Okay. Let's get 3D Mark on here because we need to run 3D Mark when we're all said and done. I don't need the lighting app. I don't need the shop. I just need OCCT. Maybe. And the GPU tuner. Perfect. Let's restart this. Man, that SSD is a little slow. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so let's take a look real quick before I do any overclocking. So resale value is $838. We're hoping to get more than that. So I'm going to step away. I'm going to get this graphics card overclocked, and then I'll come back and show you what the overclock is, and then I'll run 3D Mark, and then we'll take a look at what this thing hopefully will go up to. I'll be right back. All right, so I've gotten the GPU overclocked. Also, if you're wondering why I wasn't going to overclock and I'm not going to overclock the CPU, take a look at this max temp right here. 85.65 C. That thing's already running hot without any overclock, so it's just going to stay right where it is. Luckily, it's not throttling at all, so we're good on that. GPU temp is just fine. We went plus 430 megahertz on the core clock. So you can see that here. We're at 2050. It was originally at 1620. So what was the price? What was the price on this thing? It was 838. So I'm going to step away. I'm going to get 3D Mark running, and we're going to see what this thing goes up to in price. And if, of course, if it crashes or blue screens or whatever, I'll come right back and show you. All right, there it is. 10,105 for the score. Actually did pretty good. We were right on the graphics test too. We were almost at 60 FPS. Graphics test 1, we were well over 60. CPU test, I mean, that's not a huge deal, but these are pretty evenly matched. So yeah, this could actually be a pretty decent little gaming rig as well. Let's see what we've gone up to in price. We're at $2,314. So much better, much better. We're going to leave it at that. I'm going to grab one of these, dang it, one of these PC-based stickers. We'll get that put there, and we're going to stick this thing in the closet. We'll get started on our next build. Don't know what we're putting in this, so let's take a look and see what we have for motherboards. Got a Z370, got a B360. We got this nice X470 board. Yeah, let's do this. The Asus ROG Crosshair 7 Hero. We're going to put that in here. Look, this case still is missing. We'll have to probably put some of those in. I doubt we're going to put dual graphics cards in here. Let's get this thing ready for probably one stick of RAM and a CPU. I'm pretty sure we're going to put that other 3800X in. Let's go ahead and get that mounted. And then let's find some RAM. 4600 megahertz. Man, that is fast. That is fast RAM. 4000. So I think I'm going to go with this Patriot Viper LED White 8 gig 3600 megahertz. So if I'm not mistaken, Ryzen kind of likes a little bit faster RAM than Intel. Intel does pretty good around the 3200. And Ryzen likes a little more of the 3600 or higher. All right, let's get some thermal paste on here. Let's see what we've got in terms of storage. Let's use this one. The ADATA XPG Gamix 240 gig SSD. M.2 SSD. All right, now we need cooling. We need some CPU cooling. Let's see what's going to fit. I'd like to do something like with an AIO. Looks like all we've got are the Silverstone. So let's see if it'll mount up here in the top. Let's get some of this out of the way. Let's go back down here. Let's grab that cooler. Looks like it's going to be a winner. Perfect. Okay. Now we need a power supply. We need a power supply. What do we want to do? Let's use this Antec High Current Gamer 850 watt power supply. Should be plenty. Probably more power than what we actually even need for this build. All right, graphics card. Let's use this Gigabyte Aorus RTX 2070 Extreme. There we go. And then while we're at it, let's grab some of these PCI covers and we'll get those installed. Not that it's a big deal, but it would drive me nuts. All right, I think we're ready to cable this up. What do we want to do for cable color on this one? Let's see. Let's see. Maybe some red, blue, black? I can live with that. Okay, we've got everything cabled up. Let's put a little bit of this case back together. We've got the top panel needs to go back on. We've got the side panels as well. And the side panel. Let's grab a USB drive. We'll go ahead and power this on. I'm going to hop into the BIOS. And I'm going to check. Make sure we turn XMP on. I may overclock, may try to overclock the CPU, but I will do that in a minute. Let's let this thing install the operating system real quick. There we go. All right, let's get the lighting app on. Let's get 3D Mark. There we go. Let's grab the GPU tuner and OCCT. We're going to go ahead and restart this system. All right, let's look at lighting first. It's not too bad. I think we could just maybe... What if we just made it white? Yep, I can live with that. All right. So, I'm going to step away. I'm going to get this thing overclocked. And as soon as I have it stable, I will be right back. All right, so I think I've got it stable here. On the CPU, I wasn't able to get much of an overclock. I don't think that 240 millimeter AIO water cooler is very good. I was only able to get 0.75 gigahertz or 75 megahertz on the CPU. So the original is 4500 megahertz. We got to 4575. On the GPU, however, we did pretty good. We did a plus 216 megahertz on the core, but you can see, look at how hot both of these are running. I mean, the CPU is at almost 95C and the GPU is at 90. And if I go anywhere over this 2031, it just blue screens. So hopefully this thing doesn't throttle when we go to run 3D Mark. But I'm going to close this stuff out. It's been a little bit, so I don't remember what this was worth. 861 for you guys. It's probably just been a few seconds. For me, it's been quite a little bit of time. But 861, we're going to see what it's worth when we are done running a 3D Mark. Again, if this thing blue screens or does anything stupid, I will come right back and show you. All right, there you have it, 9,490. 9,490. This did pretty good. Graphics test 2 was a little bit under 60 FPS there, but not the end of the world. Let's see what this thing's worth now. $2,296. I'm not going to complain about that one bit. Let's grab a Post-it, get this thing listed on PC Bay, and we will stick it in the closet. All right, let's get started on our last one here for today. Get this case taken apart. Lots of parts on this case here. One of my favorite cases, though. I really like the way these EVGA cases look. Okay. Let's get a motherboard. Let's do something. We've done 2 AMD builds. Let's do an Intel. Let's see. Let's use one of these NZXT N7 Z390 motherboards. There we go. There we go. Let's get this thing ready for CPU and probably 1 stick of RAM. Let's see what we've got for processors. We've got an 8086K. We've got a 9700K. An 8700K. Let's do the 8086K. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some thermal paste on it while we're at it. And then let me find some RAM. All right, so I kind of have 2 matching sticks of RAM, all except this one has a red LED and this one has a blue. So we'll have to see how that looks, but I think I'm going to use them. And then we'll grab the red LED one. There we go. Now we need a cooler. Let's find something good. We may go air-cooled on this. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see if one of these Dark Rock Pro 4s fits. I've got 3 of them. See if it works with this RAM. It sort of looks like it glitches into the fan, but it doesn't seem to mind. So let's give it a try. Okay, let's see what we've got for storage that fits this. Ooh, we've got a 1 terabyte NVMe drive. Ooh, we've got a Patriot Viper 2 terabyte drive. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe let's use that. See where we can put it here. There we go. Now we need a power supply. Let's see, 750 watt, 850 watt. Let's use this Antec High Current Gamer Extreme Series 850 watt power supply. And while we're at it, let's get PSU. Oops. Gotta unplug this. Got to unplug that. Let's get this PSU mount on here. There we go. All right, now we need graphics cards. We need graphics cards. See, we have 2 matching graphics cards. We may have 2 of these EVGA RTX 2070 Supers. Oh, we do. We do. Let's see if they'll fit. That's the real question. That's the real question. If we can fit both of them, because they're 3 slots wide, we can fit both of them in this case. Let's see. Oh, we can. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's get this PCI lock back on here. And I think we're ready to cable this up. And you know, the color of these might not even matter because of the RAM, the color of the RAM. I left out that important tidbit of information. The color of the RAM may not matter because this is kind of covering them up anyway. So let's get some cables. I think I would like to do maybe some white and cyan. We'll offset with the black of the case. Add a little bit of light and color. There we go. All right, let's get the rest of this case put back together. Let's see, we need to unplug all this stuff so we can put this back panel on. There we go. And then we'll get this side panel on. Oh yeah, I already like the way that's looking. All right. Let's get a USB drive installed and we'll power this thing on. Hop into the BIOS. I'm going to go ahead and turn on XMP. Ooh, can we overclock this at all on this? 4243C. I bet we can. I bet we can. I will work on that in a minute. Let's go ahead and let the operating system install. Let's get 3D Mark, the lighting app, GPU tuner, and OCCT installed. All right, I'm going to step away. I'm going to get this thing overclocked. Let's see, what was it worth? 1363. I'm going to get this thing overclocked, and then I'll come back and we'll run 3D Mark and see what it ends up being worth when we're done. All right, so I think we've gotten a stable overclock here on the CPU. We've gone to 5.2 gigahertz or 5200 megahertz, and we're pretty much topping out much hotter than that, and it's going to just blue screen. On the GPU, we've gone 285 megahertz over the base core clock. And as would be expected, the top GPU, GPU 0, is running hotter than the bottom GPU because it's a little bit starved for air. Just a little bit. I mean, those things are close together. It's not sucking any cool air in through those fans. So, I think we're stable. What were we on price again? We're at $13.63. I'm going to get a 3D Mark running. And if this thing blue screens or makes it to the end and we get a score, whatever happens, I will come right back and show you. All right, there you have it. 17,288. Not too shabby. CPU did basically as expected, and look at those FPS scores on the graphics test. Not bad at all. We were at 1363. Look at it now. 3,889. 3,889. Not bad deal. All right, let's grab a sticker, PC-Bay sticker. Let's get that thing listed. Let's toss it in the closet, and let's go to PC-Bay and just make sure everything is listed here. There it is. There it is. We will watch these over the next 5 episodes, and I will show you guys what they're going up to and then what they end up actually selling for. The next episode is going to be a regular episode. We're going to go back to grinding to max out level 32 so we can unlock all the new parts. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified as soon as a video goes live. Also, if you want to support this channel and check out some behind the scenes footage, be sure to go check out my Patreon. There's a link down in the description. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Be sure to wash your hands, and I will see you in the next episode.